And we're live.
Are we?
Yeah.
Okay, guys, we're here. I know we're a couple minutes early, but we have to test if everything works. So, can you guys tell us if you can hear us?
No one here.
Okay, well, just give it some time. Drink some coffee. Pretend people are here.
Okay. Just looking at this stream here, it's way behind.
It's not very live, is it?
No,
That sucks.
not even close.
Alright.
Okay, there's a couple folks.
Good. Well, I mean, it may be a little bit lagged,
About
but
5 seconds lagged.
that's a lot.
That is a lot.
That's okay. It'll seem live for the people out there, so.
Yeah, I suppose. Good, we got 15 coming in here.
Fantastic.
You guys are going to join us for our morning coffee right now.
Yeah. Please bear with us. You know, we are slightly hungover.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Not incredibly.
No, we didn't go crazy.
We didn't
last
go
night.
crazy.
No.
It is early.
You guys might be able to enjoy this nice little slideshow we have going on as well. We put this together last night of all of the pictures that we took during the trip.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool. So these are all the behind the scenes kind of photos that were during conquering southern China.
Cool. Yeah. Well, let's not spoil it yet. Let's not get into it yet because it's we're still 8 minutes out.
They're going to watch it anyway.
Yeah, that's true. Hope you guys have got some interesting questions for us because that's what this is all about. We want to answer your questions about conquering southern China.
Yeah, it's going to be targeted primarily towards the show we did actually today for our questions, right?
Yeah. Cool.
Cool.
Cool. We got lots of messages coming in. Zhao Shanghao,
Nice.
everybody.
Zhao Shanghao, everyone. You're
So what-
live here in China.
Yeah, that's what you say in Chinese for good morning is Zhao Shanghao.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, because Zhao means early
It's cool.
and it's on early.
Yeah, absolutely. Amazing vlogs, guys. Greetings from Chile. Wow.
Cool.
Nice. I guess they're on the same time zone as the USA.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't know. I have to look that up.
I think it probably is. I'm assuming.
Okay, excellent.
Anything else?
Somebody said, see you tonight, guys. What do you mean? Maybe he's confused. This is the live stream. It's happening now, 9 a.m. It's
Yeah.
9 p.m. in America, but it's 9 a.m.
On the East Coast, yeah.
Yeah, East Coast of America, yeah. Mm.
Is it true that the yellower the berry, the sweeter the juice? Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, some Germany. People
Cool.
in Europe. Well, that's good. Do you guys know where you're riding to, or just cruise around?
Oh, that's an interesting. Yeah, we could answer that.
Yeah,
This
go ahead.
this is not to do with the documentary, right? This is just in
I'm
general.
assuming the show, yeah.
Yeah, when we do our normal our normal ADVChina show,
Yeah.
obviously we decide the general sort of area that we're going to go. We're like, let's head off near there and see if we can find some like interesting roads, you know. So we don't actually know exactly where we're going, but we have an idea.
Right.
Yeah.
Like the last episode we shot, I had kind of had an idea of what I wanted to find, so we kind of went around until we got there.
Yeah, but we didn't actually go near where we wanted to go. It was on the way we spotted a cool little area near the river.
Yeah, that's true.
By the way, as soon as this live stream is over, we're going to be releasing our next adventure talk show on 2 wheels. It's about Chinese drinking culture, and it's pretty good, I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
New Zealand here, Arizona, nice. Winston and Cmilk.
Hey.
Any pushback from the China media about your glass art? Really?
No, but we got lots of bad comments.
Not from the media. We got a lot of
Yeah.
bad comments though.
Lots of Chinese people sort of trying to tell me off on social media and like, I'm not going to subscribe to you anymore.
Yeah, I'm disappointed. I'm
Yeah.
unsubscribing.
Yeah, I'm not going to patron you anymore. Yeah, it was to be expected though, but it has to be said. And in fact, I've got a new video coming out next week called China's My Favorite Restaurant, and it's basically all about this kind of thing, you know. So when you've got a favorite place you want to introduce to everyone, and they start making bad food, you kind of get a bit upset, you know.
Cool.
Yeah.
Are
Is
these
it
live
time?
shows
No,
regular?
5 more minutes, okay.
5 minutes. Are these live shows regular? I just happened to chance in. We're going to try to do them once a month.
Yeah. Going to try to do these live streams once a month. Somebody asked me about the off-road scooter coffee thing. Glad you saw that video. That was a lot of fun to make. Yeah, I think I'm going to make more like that in the future.
This person said, well, 不懂啊. 日文是很差.
Really?
I don't understand. My Japanese is too bad.
Yeah, but we're not speaking Japanese, yeah.
Apparently. 9 a.m. start. WTF? I'm supposed to be working. And then
Okay.
get to work, but actually not watch us instead.
Yeah, it would be more interesting, hopefully. Yeah.
You guys still building bikes? Less and less now, but still, yeah, of course.
Yeah, from time to time.
Yeah, we just have a lot to do with this media stuff these days.
Yeah. You know, it's actually a lot more satisfying to ride the bikes we build.
Yeah,
for
it was getting to a
ourselves.
point where we couldn't even ride anymore because we're
Yeah.
too busy with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you speak Zulu?
Yes, I can speak a little Zulu. Hamagashle. Yeah. Wazalapa fagale daga parat manje.
Beautiful, beautiful. Poetic.
Yeah.
Are you guys drinking tea? No, I don't like
No.
tea.
No, it's coffee. I'm not going to say I don't like tea, but I definitely prefer coffee.
Gotcha.
Tea is something I'll drink late at night because you don't need to worry about it keeping you awake.
Ah, fair enough. Less caffeine.
Yeah,
Thanks for taking the time to put in this. Thank you. You're welcome.
absolutely.
I haven't updated my computer for Chinese input. Okay.
Good
Where
for
did the
you.
term glass heart come from? I've heard of glass jaw. Sounds like a heart that's easily broken.
Yes, that's
Yeah,
correct.
That's absolutely correct.
It's all about having your pride wounded very, very easily. You know.
Can you guys link the ADVChina actual link in the description? I'm too lazy to look it up. What description are you talking about? This one?
I think he's maybe talking about the conquering southern China.
Oh yeah, this should definitely be in the description. We'll
Okay,
put that in there.
I'm going to add it in. I don't know if this is going to work or not, but just give me a
It might
second
be like
there.
a save option.
Okay, let's see. What is it? It's. I love my keyboard.
/ on demand.
Yeah.
Hey,
What?
HK Matt.
Ah, he's there. Cool.
You're here.
All right,
That's
so
HTTP.
there, and I don't want to mess with it, so I think it'll probably automatically update.
Yeah,
I'll change
see
this.
if there's a
There is now a link. Oh, I should put HTTPS. What am I doing?
there's a link for conquering southern China in the description now.
Yeah.
Okay, it's up. Cool.
Yeah.
Clackety clack mechanical keyboard.
There, you know it, man. There's no other kind. There's no other kind.
That's absolutely true. Just searching conquering southern China Vimeo and it comes right up. That's great. It's
Cool.
Good to know actually.
Cool.
Just wanted to say hi for all the things. Yep, you're welcome.
Excellent.
Have you ever eaten dog?
Yeah, let's leave that.
Somebody asked you why we haven't updated on the human flesh search thing we did in the last
Oh.
stream. Actually, remember?
Yeah, we did.
So go watch that.
Yeah,
stream.
if you watch our previous live stream, we talked about it at length. We talked about a lot of nonsense because we were drinking, and next time we want to do drinking and live chat thing because it's more fun again.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're drinking coffee this morning.
Yeah. Just a reminder to everyone, the questions will be related to conquering southern China during the stream when we start. So if you have questions about what happened on the trip, or what happened behind the scenes, or how you can get the show, or anything that we felt during the trip and how we liked it, how we enjoyed it, then ask these questions here. We're going to be focusing on that actually.
Yeah. So I mean, look, you can ask us other questions, but try keep it related to the show because that's what this live stream is all about. Next live stream is just going to be a general Q&A kind of drinking thing again. So yeah.
Cool. True.
And we've got this slideshow in the background. I'm sure you guys have noticed. It's just basically pictures from behind the scenes, never before seen. All right. So
Never before seen until right now.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of if there's something there that you see that you think's really interesting, just ask us about it or whatever.
Yeah, this will be a good reference point for questions actually.
Yeah.
And a little insight onto these photos, our driver,
Yeah.
Crazy Eddie,
Yeah.
the guy from Hong Kong, he actually took these the entire trip.
And amazingly, all these pictures were taken with a phone.
Hmm.
So he took it with an LG G4 or.
That's right, it's about the same as our phone,
So that's what made me go ahead and buy the LG
V10.
V10. That's what it is.
The cops are taking our bikes away.
Yeah. No, they
No,
weren't.
don't worry, they're out there, cool.
Cool.
Awesome, could you friends on the map or two? Okay, it's 9 o'clock, so I guess we can begin. Welcome, guys.
Yeah. Okay.
Welcome to the stream.
So good morning, everybody. It is now 9 a.m. China time here in Guangdong. Port of Guangdong. Okay.
We're here, coming to you live. So yeah, today we're doing a stream on conquering southern China, and I hope that most of you guys have had a chance to watch it.
Yeah.
If not, during this episode we will be giving you a code you can use to go buy the show at discount, right?
Yeah, actually, I'm going to just type it in the description.
Okay.
Because, you know, this code is only valid for 72 hours. So, you know, if you use it within the next or 48 hours or something, you can get a 10% discount on the show.
Okay. Pop that in there.
I'll put it here like, what's it, discount code.
Discount code. So everyone, the discount code is coming live. You could probably hear it being typed right now, this obnoxiously loud keyboard.
ADV win, I believe.
ADV win.
If it doesn't work, let me know and I'll give our producer some help.
Give me the code.
It's there.
The code is here.
Capital letters ADVWIN. ADV win.
Okay, let's focus on some questions. Unlike last stream, let's focus on for a longer period of time to actually kind of get details out there, right?
Okay.
It's not going to be rapid fire, so I'm going to start with you, okay? Motonom wants to know worst night on the trip versus best night. So I guess this is night, not day.
You know, a lot of people might think that night that we had to camp out in the middle of nowhere was the worst, because you know it was really bad. But you know what was really the worst?
What?
We had been riding, and this was like the worst day. When we were in Yunnan and we had to ride like, what, 16 hours non-stop, remember? And the crew, you know, all these guys you see in the background, the camera guys, the car guys, they were like, screw these bad roads, we're just going to meet you at the destination. They got off the bad roads and went on the highway, and bikes can't go on the highway. So Cmilk and I had to go for like solo for like 8 hours or something on the worst, most disgusting roads, while those guys were like languishing in luxury in their car, you know, with air conditioning and stuff. And we were battling and battling, and we arrived in, it was that tofu mafia place, Jianshui. So we arrived in the tofu mafia place, right? And we were so tired and so, like, you can see in the video, we were so knackered, and the guys are like all refreshed. They've been out, like, they had showers and they've been like strolling around having tourist stuff.
And they called us and they were like, hey guys, we're gonna go film something. They're all like happy and they're like, this sounds really cool.
Yeah, they're like, can you guys just go out again and come back in this area? And we were like, no, we're here, you come find us. Anyway, what I'm getting at here is they had booked us in, like, this was like the best hotel of the trip, right? It was a really, really nice hotel. So they booked two really nice rooms, and their room was like amazing and beautiful, and our room next door was amazing and beautiful, but one of the windows was missing. Yeah. So there's like a tourist street right outside, and we are so tired, and we try to get to bed, and all you hear is like beep, beep,
we have to get up like to go watch the tofu process in the morning.
Yeah. And we were so tired and we couldn't sleep because of all this noise. So I was like, screw this, and I went down to reception and I said, give us, I don't care if it's a dungeon shit room. And they gave us like the worst budget crap room, but at least it was quiet.
At least it was quiet. But it was so late at that point, remember?
And we had like 3 hours sleep or something.
Now, I'm gonna fill in some details about the camping night. I'm gonna say this is the best night for one specific reason. Now, we were angry at them. There was like this situation that me and Winston had. We had these intercoms on our helmets. Yeah. And when the person in the car listening in would fall asleep, we would just talk shit behind their back the entire time. And I remember we came up with this plan that we were gonna take that horrific shampoo that you guys probably remember that smelled like rotten eggs and vomit and piss. And we dabbed tissues with it. So when we were having to sleep in this cabin outside, or the shack I should say, we actually snuck into their car at night and threw these tissues in there of this like vomit egg smelling tissues.
Yeah, under the seats.
Under the seats, and the guys were like waking up and they're like, what the hell? Because they couldn't figure it out. Even until the morning they had no idea.
And then remember Crazy Eddie got really drunk that night. Yeah. That's why his nickname is Puke Skywalker, because he started puking and he was totally out of it. He was just going for like this random walk, walking around in circles.
We had to keep catching
in the dark, and I was so tired. I was like, Eddie, come on, man, because he wanted to sleep outside, but then it was too cold and he was puking and he was everywhere. So he went and slept in the car with those other guys, puking, and so it smelled of puke and that stuff that we put underneath.
My favorite part of Eddie's story that night was he was like, oh, come on, Cmilk, stop complaining. It's going to be awesome. It's just camping, whatever. And then like an hour into it, he's like, I'm not doing this. This is too cold. This is horrible.
Didn't he like fall over backwards? He was just sitting on that pole and he just fell over into the bush. Yeah.
Oh, that was really good. I mean, honestly, the next day we were dead. We didn't sleep even for a minute, I don't think, did we?
Yeah, no, that was awful. But you can see it in the documentary. You can see how like tired we look.
Yeah, for sure. I'm going to go up and see some of the questions about the show.
Oops. Okay. Okay, cool.
Okay, so we left off with. Okay, I don't know. Okay, next, Guangdong in Guangzhou. We're in Huizhou right now. Huizhou is near Shenzhen.
Yeah.
Yunnan look kind of sweet. I know that they are big. That they are a big area. Do either of you like pu'er tea? As for me, I like pu'er tea better than any other kind of Chinese.
My
tea.
favorite Chinese tea.
Yeah.
Favorite, absolutely.
For sure. Go to the next one here.
This one.
Yeah. How was the local beer in the town where you ate pijiu or beerfish?
That's Lijiang. Oh, no, it's Is it Lijiang beer?
Lychee?
Yeah, it's, something like that.
I remember how it tastes.
Yeah. I like it. It's kind of the Yangshuo Guilin beer, you know, that's what everyone drinks. It's actually really good. It's almost as good as Qingdao.
Yeah, the problem that I have with it is like it's 2.5% alcohol, so it's like
Now it's 3 points.
still very low.
Yeah,
kind
so
of.
you have to drink a lot of it.
This just makes you real full and pee a lot.
Yeah.
But it's okay. It's okay.
I'd recommend it. Like, give it a try. It's after a nice hot day, you know, doing whatever. It's good.
Did you guys have any fights during the trip? Pretty much only versus the camera crew.
Yeah. There was this one point where we had these poles, like this GoPro. You know, it's like a 360 pole. And you got to understand, everyone was having a hard time, but you know, the camera guys continually ask us to do things again and again. And it's so hot, and we're all geared up, and we've been riding, and it's tough. Now they want us to like put these stupid poles and that spin around, and it gives that great effect. But like I'm standing there, I'm really pissed off, and the pole's attached to my head. There's a counterweight on one side, it's really heavy, and then there's a GoPro on the other side. And one of the camera guys was messing around there, and I just kind of swung it and smacked him in the head.
It's heavy too.
It's heavy, and he's like, "What the?" And then like, I was like,
you did it like 5 times.
Yeah, I kept smacking him in the head with this pole, and he was like, "Seriously, mate, fuck off."
He lost his shit.
That was probably the most tense moment of the whole trip.
But it was little things like that. Like we were just, I don't know, we had this kind of biker stick together mentality versus these cush car boys. Like Eddie was sleeping in the car that one time. You just laid on your horn. He's like freaking out and stuff. It's things like that.
Yeah.
Did you also ride on the way home, or did you take a car or train? We shipped the bikes, right?
Yeah, we shipped the bikes back and we flew back. Yeah, because we just didn't have the time.
It wasn't quite the smoothest last day.
No, it was awful. It's awful.
We'll see if anyone asks about that.
Yeah.
Will you be using any of your leftover footage in your YouTube videos? Are there any interesting things that happened that you wanted to squeeze in but didn't quite make the cut? First question, we did use leftover footage from our cameras to make YouTube videos. And they will be unlisted. We're going to toy with the idea of releasing them here and there. Anything to add there?
Yeah, look, we've got a lot of footage. Obviously, it was like 15 days and we filmed a lot. So there's a lot of raw footage. I'm going to speak to the producer guy, and I don't think there's going to be a problem with us using that. So we'll probably find some bits that we didn't use. You'll find it peppered here and there.
We've toyed with the idea of doing like a director's cut type thing where we do voiceover stuff and talk about it.
So yeah, I'm sure that you guys will get to see more, because there was a hell of a lot more. You know, anyone who's done the editing process understands that you shoot an hour and you use 5 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, so there's tons and tons and tons of footage there.
For sure.
It's all very beautifully shot with these really professional cameras. So.
And as for like things that didn't make the cut, there were tons of things that we thought were super interesting that obviously when you cut the video, you have to be brutal.
Yeah.
You know? So you know how it is when you make a video.
Sure.
But yeah, lots. Keep going.
All right, let's see.
Oops. Any women come on to you? Yeah, some of those long hair ladies are pretty flirty.
Maybe with you.
Some of the desk girls at the hotels are bored, and obviously this is the most interesting thing they've ever seen. So absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to understand, for the majority of the time we were riding, and then you arrive at your destination, we stink and we're dirty and, you know, filthy and all that, you know. And
talk about trip goggles.
Yeah, okay. I gotta say, like, you know, I managed to keep my site pretty clean, but these guys, you know, because we're away from our wives, girlfriends, and all that, and like the guys.
Oh no! Why did you leave that?
I know, they're all in there.
Okay, good.
So the guys would be like looking at these really, really ugly girls and like, wow, she's really good looking, you know.
Trip
like,
goggles, man.
We'll go to a restaurant and there'll be like this really ugly waitress, and they'll be like, wow, man, she's all right. And I'm like, guys, what's wrong with you? So we made this term trip goggles, you know, because I guess it's out of desperation.
Wetzel was the only one. He had 20/20 vision. He
Yeah.
never needed those trip goggles apparently.
I'm not gonna lie, like if you get to the more rural cities in China, there are less and less good-looking guys.
I think that's how it is anywhere in the
Yeah.
world, isn't it?
Yeah, because you know, if you're good-looking, you will get more opportunity, and you move to like a bigger, better, or you'll seek opportunity, you know, in the big first-tier cities. So
For
yeah.
sure. One thing I wanted to say about the previous picture, actually,
Yeah.
you see the car stuck there.
Mm.
We never had problems with our bikes, but the car had problems, ironically. So we always had that stopping up the car. Remember the flat tires?
Yeah, flat
and
tire.
getting stuck and everything.
Well, I mean, cars.
Car got stuck here.
Yeah, that's when we changed the tire because it got a flat tire. But like seriously, that car was not supposed to be doing
No,
off-road.
I'm proud of it.
It's amazing. That I want a Toyota Yaris L.
I absolutely did. How many did Winston say nonsense himself?
Yeah, work it out.
476. That's
Yeah.
quite a bit.
Yeah.
Go up a little bit.
Okay. What do we got?
Up. No, sorry. Have you two met many Russians on your travels in China? Up north, yeah, near the Russian border, a lot. And we'll probably, in conquering northern China, we'll probably see quite a few.
I've met quite a few Russians, like in Shenzhen.
Of course,
especially
yeah, people working.
out near the beach area. You know, there's an area where a lot of Russians work in like an aquarium. You know,
okay.
They do diving. and
Yeah.
Some kind of thing there. Yeah.
Cool. Sorry, I missed one. Go up
Okay.
a little bit. I want to know how to set the camera on your bike and how to record sound. It's just a GoPro with what's it called? A microphone plugged
yeah.
in. Very simple.
Yeah, we have a video. You can look in the description.
Yeah, it's called How Do We Shoot?
Yeah, what gear do we use? It's got all the equipment. It shows the intercoms. It shows the GoPros. He was having a kid at the time, so I went out to the park and filmed this thing. Please go watch it because it describes
Explains
everything in detail.
Except the drone.
Yeah.
Rural towns equals.
Yeah.
Go up. Live in that Yaris sled. Have you guys been to Zhoushan? Nope, sorry.
Where's Zhoushan?
I have no idea.
Is that where they make Joe in the mountain?
Would make sense. He wants to open a microbrewery there, so it makes sense.
Okay.
Do you plan on selling the show to a network? That's what we're trying to do right now. It takes a long time, unfortunately, in media. A lot of people think that it's just this thing that happens overnight. you know? It's not how it works.
So that's the idea of getting it out on Vimeo. The more people that watch it, the more buzz it creates, the more sort of credibility it gives us with networks.
And I remember we self-funded this, right? So we have to make some money back. Like it's gonna be difficult. Like we're not even close.
No, not by a long shot.
With being in China for so long, do you find in rural China that you still get shocked by the culture change, or is it more odd to return back to your respective homes? I would say the latter. I'm very used to being in China, to be honest.
And nothing surprises me at all. But you know, when we do these trips, something that does kind of come back to me is just, you know, the reason why I like China. Because in the rural areas, people are a lot more hospitable and friendly, you know, and it kind of rekindles your love of China, I'd say.
Yeah,
you
for
know?
sure. That's when I really get warm and fuzzy about China, is when we take these kind of trips.
Yeah. You get back to the cities, people are kind of all more cold and just,
it's definitely cold.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's not cold here, it's really hot.
Yeah.
How often do you guys get to bathe on the trip? I have some hair comments that are dependent on that. Every day. No, not every day.
Yeah.
I lied. Maybe every other day?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, on this trip, we managed to get to hotels. Some of them were awful, some of them were pretty good.
Yeah.
But yeah,
most of them were awful.
Managed to get to hotels every day, but we did this crazy thing. Now, during the trip, they're offline now, but we'll be releasing them again at some point, kind of unlisted, and we'll link it to you guys. But we did like a daily vlog called Adventure Beer Time, which I'm disappointed that not many people watched.
Yeah, it's weird, like, because they're really interesting videos.
They are. And the thing is, I took a laptop along, which we kept in the car, obviously. But we would ride for the whole day, like, however many, 12, 16 hours, and we'd arrive in our hotel, and then I'd have to try and edit and throw together clips that I'd taken with my little vlogging camera. And it was really, really tiring to do that. So we'd sit down and, like, decide on it, and then manage to shower and then get to bed and wake up at, like, 6 and go.
I think it was like very good that we did that though, because it was kind of a time capsule for us. It was how we saw the trip, you know. And I think after like more people have a chance to buy the show, I think we should re-release those. I think they're really like people can appreciate them now that they've seen the show. You know what I mean? So,
maybe we can call it something else.
Yeah, like behind the scenes day one. You know, go up.
Okay.
Shame when you guys didn't come to rural Shandong. That's later on when we do northern China.
Yeah, we can't wait to do northern. That's probably going to be our next one.
I really
northern
can't
China.
wait. I really can't wait. Do rural people understand urban Mandarin Chinese? Anyone under 70 years old, probably 60, 70 years old.
I've never had a problem with Mandarin, and for some reason people seem to think that like you're going to have a problem.
I think
You don't.
20 years ago it was that was the case, you know.
Yeah.
But it's not the case. But old people, yeah, absolutely did not understand.
It's kind of like in America, you know, you kind of have to speak English, doesn't matter what part of the country you're in.
Yeah.
So, you know, even if you speak English with a strange accent and say, you know, that them there horse of yours looks plumb tuckered out, you know, you'll still be able to understand.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Do you plan on producing another doc? Yeah, in
Yes.
a different region of China, yeah, northern China, and then western China, and then eastern
It
China.
all depends on you, because if this Vimeo sells well and creates a big buzz and we make back the vast amount of money that we put into it, then we can use that to fund the next one.
That's the thing, is that like we're ready to go
Yes.
as soon as we can afford to do so, right? And we
Correct.
have to make this a success in order to make it feasible. It's not just going out and playing for us, it's also a job, right?
Yeah.
We have to make this financially feasible.
Correct.
How did you secure your bikes at night? With lots of chains.
And not only chains, but we made sure that we parked the bikes inside the hotels, like sometimes inside the
Yeah.
lobby.
Yeah, they let you do that.
Yeah, they do in some places, or in like a secure parking area with a guard. And remember that night in Yunnan, if we didn't have our bikes in that security pen, they would have been stolen, you know, when the guy broke into our car, for sure.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely, 100%. Felt sorry for you guys eating all that disgusting crap. Do you reckon it put a sour note on your trip, or was it fun? I think it was fun.
Yeah, I mean, it was part of the experience. I personally not really interested in eating nonsense like that, but you know, it was part of the experience, and so yeah,
And it's
I think it's cool.
It's a
Yeah.
good memory for sure. Cmilk, do you ever plan on coming back to the States? Yeah, I go back to visit every year. Thanks for eating that weird shit for us. Wouldn't go for the maggots. That was the grossest part, I think.
The maggots.
Mentally, it was the cow shit hot pot.
I had more of a problem eating a hornet because you know
It
when
looks
you,
the
you
weirdest.
can see
Yeah.
every little leg
eyes
and wing
and-
and
yeah.
you know the mandibles and everything, and it's like, why the hell am I eating this? You know.
Right, for sure. Is this live for real? It sure is.
Yeah.
What was the total cost of the trip, not including film costs? I would say, like, if you wanted to do a trip like that, let's pretend like we weren't filming.
Okay, not filming.
I would say you'd be good with 100 kwai a day. So it's let's
Nonsense. That's your hotel costs more than that.
say- No, each person. You split a hotel. with
Oh,
everybody,
split a
right?
hotel.
Yeah.
No, you're wrong because petrol we were filling up at least 2 times a day, and it's like 50 kwai to fill the tank. So it's
Oh, I
100
forgot about gas.
100 RMB for petrol at
Yeah.
least, more like 120.
If you're pushing
Yeah,
hard.
okay. So let's say 100 RMB for petrol each. You got food and drink. Food and drink is not major. Like,
No.
let's say
20, 30.
20, 30 RMB for food and drink for the day. Hotel's going to cost you, in those rural areas, it's probably about 80 to 100, maximum's 180.
Yeah.
So what, 200 or 300 a day.
Okay, 200 or 300 RMB a day.
Never
Living
mind.
pretty well.
Yeah, never mind the fact that you're going to have a bike in the first place.
Of course,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah.
Go up a little bit. Let me see how much. Really work out that math for you, sorry. I find it so odd. China is supposed to be a safe place, but its theft seems to be rampant. It's so rampant. But that doesn't mean it's not safe. It's just
Yeah.
theft is rampant. There's a lot of thieves.
Safety and theft don't go hand in hand. You know, you got to understand that theft is something, you know, safety is personal safety, whether you're going to get killed,
Yeah.
stabbed, or beaten up. But theft is huge here. I
Yeah.
mean, because there are a lot of poor people. There really are.
Don't let anyone tell you differently. It's
yeah,
unbelievable.
it's like
Everything
theft
gets
is a
stolen.
huge. It's a huge thing. Yeah.
What is your favorite moment from the trip? Probably that barbecue with the minorities in Yunnan after we caught the fish with our bare hands.
Yeah,
That was nice.
yeah. I'm gonna put that up there as one of the top moments.
It was because like we knew we were almost done.
I wasn't looking forward to it, you know, when they're like saying, "Oh, you're gonna go traipse around in mud." and catch
No,
fish."
neither was I.
I
I
was
was like,
tired,
oh,
and it's kind of just crappy, and I was like, you know what? I really just don't want to do this.
screw your traditions.
Yeah.
So-
Pretty much, and then we actually enjoyed it. It was a
It's
surprise.
really fun.
It was good.
What would you do different when filming Conquering Northern China? First, I'll start this one up. I think that a lot of planning went into this one. Everything you see was kind of like things naturally happened, but we had a general idea of where we wanted to go and what we wanted to see on this trip. For Northern China, I think I would start the planning a lot earlier, right?
Yeah.
So that we would be able to know if the road conditions are proper in this area, if we can make it to this place on time, so it wasn't so rushed, right?
Sure.
And I would spend probably double the amount of time to film it.
We need rest days.
Yeah.
You know, during our whole conquering southern China trip, we didn't have any rest days. We had one day that was supposedly a rest day, but it wasn't really, because I spent the morning editing a backlog of those adventure beer times in the hotel, and only the morning. And then we had to go film some other stuff which made it into the documentary, and these guys went out to get B-roll of the city. So yeah, it wasn't actually a rest day, and it wears you out, man.
It's bad.
You can see it on camera. We get agitated, we're not happy.
Especially
you know?
in this episode.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man.
That was bad.
Yeah.
That was actually supposed to be a rest day here in Guizhou.
Yeah.
And then last minute, a subscriber texted me and said we could go see this like rural Baijiu factory. So we're like, okay.
Yes,
We're to get back on the bikes, 5 a.m. again.
Yeah, exactly.
Seriously, it was bad.
So we're definitely going to build in rest days. At least once every 3 days we're going to have a rest day, because man,
It's so important.
Yeah.
Again, like we say that we could budget a month for the trip, and I think we'd end up doing the same thing.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of work, because the more time we have is the more we have more time to film stuff, right? So
Yeah.
stuff. A lot of towns like these, which are depressing.
Yeah, exactly. All right, what do we got next?
Go up.
Sorry.
Up. We missed a bunch.
Okay.
How much are you selling this project for? We don't know yet. Make us an offer we can't refuse.
Yeah.
Sort of looks like Korea or Vietnam, or it makes sense. The jungly areas of Guangxi are pretty much the same landscape as Vietnam.
Yeah.
I hear the hangovers from Baijiu are really bad. Is that true? Not as bad as you think.
I'd
I'd say beer is worse.
No way. I'd
Depends
say.
on what you drink.
Yeah, the thing is, like Baijiu in China, unless you're drinking very expensive stuff, it's really poorly made. And
Yeah,
it's
I'm not
very
talking about the swill.
Very, very impure, and it's
Right.
going to make you very, very sick, and
For
you're
sure.
going to feel terrible. So
But if
I'd
you
say-
drink good Baijiu, it's not that bad.
I'd just say stay away from Baijiu. I mean, there are other
He likes
options. Do you like Baijiu?
He's Russian.
If he likes Baijiu, I don't believe him, because vodka is like beautiful.
Way better. It's way
beautiful
better.
in
It's true.
comparison. In fact, it's like drinking water in comparison.
Yeah.
Or like sweet juice.
I was getting the bikes to the province, the different province borders. I heard that can be difficult. No.
Actually, no. Because we weren't going over the highways.
That's right. That's right.
All of the province borders we went through were actually unmanned. They
Yeah.
weren't- like I have been through in the past
Yeah.
where they've got big
used to be hard.
gantries
Yeah.
and they've got soldiers and stuff, but we didn't come across one of those this
Nope.
time. Just like a sign that says "Welcome to Guangxi." Or
We
whatever.
had 0 police trouble this entire trip, which
Yeah.
is not super common for us. You usually run into something.
Yeah.
It was
We were
totally
lucky.
fine. It would have been made better TV if we did.
Yeah.
Were the 125cc bikes adequate in the end? Would you consider using bigger bikes next time? I'm going to say yes and no. Yes, for the most part.
Mhm.
No, because of altitude.
I mean, we struggled when we were in Yunnan up at, what was it, like 2,000 feet or... No, not 2, what am I saying?
It's about 3,000 meters
3,000 meters.
above
that's
sea
what-
level.
Yeah. We struggled, the bikes were struggling a bit, but I'm going to say the fact that we did it on 125s is way more satisfying, because
Me
if
too.
we did it on like some BMW sponsored adventure bikes or something, we wouldn't have enjoyed it. It would have just been like sitting on a couch.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have been an achievement, because
No.
anyone could do that, We did it on 125s. They're not incredibly comfortable 125s, but we built them, put them together ourselves. That's even more satisfying, to take
Yeah.
something that you built and ride it across this incredible amount of distance for such a small bike. And you know what? They lasted so well. We still ride them. You see them every week in our,
Really, no repairs.
Yeah, we've done nothing since the trip except minor maintenance, obviously. Great bikes, absolutely love them, and I'm glad we did it on them.
There is like you see these other documentaries about people, like you said, riding the BMWs and stuff. And I can't compare it to anything to ride something that you and your friend created across a foreign country. I mean, it's just amazing.
Yes,
Seriously.
not only that, like, because they're so small,
Yeah.
we can get them through any
Yeah.
situation. We
Pick
can
them up.
lift them up,
Yeah.
take them over little bridges, and do all sorts of things. If we have to carry them through water or something, we
Treat
can.
them like a bicycle,
Yeah.
not a car.
Yeah, no, they're great. Like, if you're going to do this kind of thing in an unknown, it's actually better to have a smaller, lighter bike to get
For
yourself
sure.
out of trouble. Because the big bikes, the only thing that they offer is they give you a very high top speed
Yeah.
and comfort.
Yeah.
But the top speed thing is a bad idea in China because the road conditions are terrible.
Yeah.
You know, absolutely terrible. And the cars and the trucks and the people and the weird stuff popping out. If you're going any faster than 100 kilometers an hour, you're going to die.
You're absolutely gonna die. And like, you go out to these places, you can see in the photos, like, yeah, we had nice roads there, but 90% of the time they were pretty bad.
Yeah.
Right? So you can't have a big bike anyway, there's just no point. I'd rather hop and skip through stuff on a light bike, you know?
Sure,
It's
sure.
more maneuverable. Love the stream, guys. Did you guys get recognized on your journey? Well, yeah, by the subscribers that obviously we called out.
Yeah.
But out there, like, most people didn't even have computers.
Yeah, yeah. I
So-
mean, we went to the really rural parts of China, so.
Really, really, really rural. Deep China, as they say. Are there any evident distinctive customs or traditions in everyday life or rural Chinese people that you met during this trip?
Alright.
Actually, it was
Minority report, guys.
It was completely different than the cities for sure, and that has nothing to do with minorities. It's just countryside life in China is completely different than city life in China. I mean, the wealth gap is massive, right? So the things people can afford to do are just completely different.
I'm not a big fan of minorities in culture because to me the only difference between a minority person and another like general Han Chinese person is they wear some kind of funny article of clothing, so whether it be a strange hat or a strange colored dress or something, and they do one thing, like they'll mix, I don't know, cow milk or something, you know, they'll do something strange, you know, they'll like, I don't know, knit a little thing out of whatever, but that's the only difference because everything else is the same. They more or less do the same things. There's no big difference.
Don't let them sway you. It's exotic and an eye-opening experience. And the
Trust
culture,
me.
just bathe in the culture. That's amazing.
Yoga's got me wrong. Let's continue.
Tell us about those shitty bikes breaking down. Never broke down once, my friends.
Yep.
So eat
Yep.
your words.
Absolutely. You can watch the entire trip. The bikes never let us down. And they still don't. Watch our weekly adventure talk show on 2 wheels. You'll see the same
Subscribe
bikes.
to this channel if you haven't yet,
Yeah.
guys, by the way. Was it difficult finding a toilet during your travels? Well, the world is your toilet at that point, Maddie.
For you, this guy.
I mean, everyone just pissed on the side of the road. That's what you do in China. There are no toilets out there.
Yeah, yeah. The piss boy has to stop every, like, I don't know.
I piss a lot.
Yeah, every, like, hour or something.
He
for
doesn't
it.
even have a bladder. He just absorbs it or something. I don't know how it works.
Yep.
Did you cut any bits from the show because they might cause controversy? We considered cutting the tofu mafia part.
Yeah.
It
Well,
was
let's
risque.
just say, in the series, you know the part about the tofu, and the guy shows us the polluted areas. Which, if you haven't seen the shows, you gotta
Go check it out. It makes sense.
We did cut a lot out of that.
Yeah.
We didn't embellish it, but it was pretty hairy. In fact, we were chased by the tofu mafia.
We're still, to this point, like, we don't know whether to mention it in behind-the-scenes stuff or not.
No, I mean obviously we will. I don't care. They're not gonna
Okay.
come find me here. Come on.
It's a multi-million-dollar industry.
It's true, but like literally, they had a gang of guys. They were calling up people on the phone to come and like destroy our cameras and come and beat us up or whatever. And they actually were going from hotel to hotel trying to find out where
Yeah.
we were staying.
Yeah.
So we had to leave really quickly.
Yeah, that was hairy. That
Yeah.
was hairy to say the least.
Mhm.
Did you carry high altitude jet sets for your carburetors? No, we didn't.
No.
That's what made it so awesome.
We managed to still eke like 60 kilometers an hour.
You got rose tinted glasses on that one. I think it was more like 25
Okay,
at
yeah.
some points.
Mhm.
We'll be going to Hangzhou. Any tips? You're gonna have a great time. It's very like first world up there.
Mm.
It's nice. You don't need any tips. You'll be alright.
Yeah.
Lambretta scooters next time, fellas. Glad to hear class to hear the bikes work so well. It's a wonderful accomplishment. Thank you for understanding that.
Mhm.
That's awesome.
What's a Lambretta scooter?
I don't know. I'll have to look it up.
Is that one of those big ones with like all the like massive?
Oh, I think it is. Correct us if we're wrong. Cmilk, what does your wife think about your adventures? I don't know. I think she supports what I do. She supports. Thanks, ex Aries. She supports what I do, but of course, I think any relationship takes a strain when you're gone for so long, right?
Yeah, that trip almost destroyed my relationship.
Yeah.
It was bad. It was bad.
Yeah, I got out of it a lot easier than he did.
Yeah.
Did you have any issues with locals? Actually, everyone was really nice.
Yeah.
Everyone was really nice on this trip.
Yeah.
Was
Except
there
for
any-
the tofu mafia.
Yeah, those
That's
guys
the only
suck.
time, yeah.
Those guys are awful.
Yeah.
Cmilk, take me under your wing and teach me the ways of China. Okay, come on. Come on over. Have you got any feedback one way from the Chinese government about your videos? Not yet.
It's weird how it works. It's like you don't want feedback.
You don't want feedback.
But the thing is, we've been contacted by various state-run news, like TV stations and stuff, wanting to do interviews about it, so they know about it. But they like it actually because it's showing China in a positive light, I think. Especially since we've seen some really awesome, beautiful scenery in this trip. We've talked to local people. Yeah, there you can see in the background. You know, so we're showing parts of China that no one's ever seen before, and obviously we're not out to cause any controversy. We're not going to military bases or anything, so I think it's okay.
Yeah, I think we'll be safe on this one. It's just positive, really.
Yeah, except for the tofu mafia incident.
They can go screw themselves, those guys.
Yeah. Shit.
I did Yunnan doubling my girlfriend on a tiny Chinese e-bike top speed. Yeah, because you're on an e-bike.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish we had an e-bike for that one part.
you cannot do Yunnan on an e-bike. What are you talking about, mate?
I meant at that section.
Yeah.
Because then it wouldn't have had elevation problems. Hey guys, based in Shenzhen?
I am.
He is.
Yeah.
Try being a young foreign girl in China. Okay. I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, maybe if you could put enough makeup on and a wig, maybe we could try that.
We'll give it a shot.
Yeah. Oh, we understand. I mean, we've got foreign friends, you know, who are women who, they get all the wrong kind of attention, but it kind of is the same the other way around. If you're a young, handsome foreign guy, you get tons of attention too.
For sure. Just came back from the pub, kebab in hand. Lo and behold, I see another stream. You Uber, what's up? You're always here.
Oops, yeah, there we are.
Did you get an old inline? Yeah, there's a lot of those old 250cc's in China. Actually.
Yeah, but they're
the old ones.
Yeah, they're really awful
Knackered,
condition, and they're smuggled in. They're all illegal. They're all broken, so it's really rubbish. It's trash, basically. It's
Lots of them.
what people have scrapped and thrown away overseas end up over here.
Sure. I'm sure there's a ton of high points during the trip. What was the lowest point? You mentioned that earlier. It's probably the last day when they went on the highway and we went on the the back roads for 18 and 16 hours.
Yep.
Colombia is Escobar, China is the tofu mafia.
Yeah.
I'm buying this just for the tofu mafia,
yeah,
so you should.
Yeah,
That's definitely the most controversial part.
Yeah.
If everything is so rural, did you have any trouble buying gasoline or basic groceries? We didn't buy any groceries. There's no shops on most of the trip.
Yeah, we survive sometimes on like dirty sausages, we call them, little sausages.
Two little bits of corn in them.
Yeah, and like chicken in a bag. And
we ate terribly. That's actually something we didn't mention. We ate terribly on this trip.
Yeah.
Chinese food is awesome, not in this area of China.
Yeah, the entire trip, except for the only food that we had at sit-down places was all this gross stuff, like the hornets and the cow dung hot pot and like this poison tofu and stuff. We didn't actually go out and have good, delicious meals. And it was so disappointing because the place in Hunan, where, you know, in the trip we're like, oh, a subscriber told us about here. That's nonsense. We've been there before. I've been there before and you've been there before. And the food is so amazing there. But the food that we really liked, they'd stopped serving.
Yeah,
and the only thing they had was freaking hornets.
Yeah, seriously. But that's what, like, that was the savior of that restaurant, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I was looking forward to a good meal.
Yeah, me too. That was like my whole thing. I was like, yes, the hardship is going to be over because we're going to reach this place and we know it's really good. And then it turns out, no, it was like gross.
Hornets.
Yep.
Yeah, but seriously, we ate most of the food was like boiled noodles. Everywhere was just that boiled noodles. Yeah. Like noodles. Sprinkled onions on the top.
Dirty noodles on the side of the road.
Awful food. Awful food in this part of China.
Yeah.
So we didn't buy groceries. Gasoline, there's always gas stations everywhere.
Yeah, even in rural, in fact, sometimes if you get to like a rural village, you can ask the people, and there's usually some old grandma in a hut who has like gasoline in Coca-Cola bottles or something that can help you fill up. It's dirty, disgusting stuff, and if you had a fuel-injected, beautiful bike, you wouldn't want to do it.
You might get stranded, to be honest, in some of these places.
But that's why we have these, you know, little 125s that are pretty much indestructible, and that's what I like about it.
Pour Kool-Aid in that thing.
Pretty much, yeah.
Orange flavor. Do Chinese misunderstand the title of documentary take events? We had a lot of meetings before release, and we thought this title was just the best. We tried a bunch of titles, but we thought this is the best. And guess what? No one's complained yet.
I've had a couple of people, but it's not the Chinese people. It's the Western folk who watch our channel saying that's offensive, you know. So
true.
If you think it's offensive, oh man, you're too easily offended. But, you know. Anyway, the thing is, that title was used before, and it's confused a bunch of people. So I think I should clear that up. About 2 years ago, all right, About 2 years ago, Cmilk and myself and Marty the Dumpling Schmidt went on a little ride, okay? Another adventure, actually just like this. Not as big, we didn't do Yunnan, but we did do Hunan, Guangxi.
It was much less in terms of distance.
Yeah. About 3,500 Ks or something. And we made a separate little, just with GoPros, and I had a Drift HD, you know, it's there somewhere. And we did this thing, and we went and, you know, kind of the same sort of idea. Went on a trip, but it was badly filmed. It was just kind of like with phones and stuff, and just for fun. And called it Conquering Southern China. And it took us ages to think of a name back then. And put it up, and it was up there for ages. And then when we did this new one, we were really struggling for ideas. And we really liked the name Conquering Southern China, so we decided to keep the name. I changed the old series to Scouting Southern China.
Just gonna scout it out.
Yeah, exactly. So if you want to go and watch that one, it's like really historical and silly, and it's bad. But
Don't
you know,
watch
if you ever want to know the backstory, you can see that.
It's not very good.
Yes, but it's absolutely night and day, because that was an amateur, badly shot thing. And now
we know what we're doing.
This is professional, proper cameraman, proper editing and stuff. So yeah, that's the story behind the name anyway.
Thank you to Rick and Mark for such a good job.
Yeah.
Mike Holt, you're pulling at my heartstrings right now. I used to see pics of crazily overloaded trucks in China. Is that still common?
Yes.
Not only are they common, it was the bane of our entire existence in China.
Yeah,
trying to kill you.
They do try to kill you. Nobody seems to realize how dangerous this was, because it looks like we're having a good amount of fun, but
that's a good point.
Daily we were almost killed, and this is not an exaggeration. It's not
Multiple
like
times.
Wow, like we're so cool. It's really dangerous, because basically you got very badly maintained trucks that are badly constructed in the first place. They don't have good brakes. They're just crap, right? And they're dropping trash on the road all the time, and they squirt out this like water to cool their brakes, so you get this greasy water all over the roads. And they're crazy. They drive like absolute nutters out there. And you know, we're riding on these little bikes, and we're basically almost getting run over by these big trucks all the time.
There was one time where I actually kicked off the tire of a truck and almost went under the wheel. Like, it's scary.
Yeah, it's insane. Like, if you see the kind of crap that goes on out there, it's dangerous as all hell, and the roads are treacherous, but we survived.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just scary though sometimes.
Yeah.
You experienced unfavorable food, but how about delicious new food discoveries? Beerfish looked pretty delicious. Beerfish was not a new discovery for us, but it was really, really yummy.
Yeah.
Is there anything else
on the trip? I don't.
Maybe
think
this
so.
Chicken in the bamboo.
Oh yeah, the chicken in the bamboo. That was
You're
actually
looking at
really
it
good.
right now, actually.
Yeah. That was
good.
really good. Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Kid.
Never mind that little Elton John.
Yeah.
Okay.
Excuse me. Where do we? What's the drinking culture in? Ooh, that's right up our alley.
Yes.
In these rural villages, like we're actually releasing our next episode about drinking culture.
Yeah. If you wait after this live stream, about 15 minutes after the live stream, we're going to release a drinking culture episode on ADVChina. So.
Most of these areas, if they drank alcohol, it was always mijo,
yeah,
which
something
is rice alcohol.
homemade that they kind of.
Pretty gross.
Yeah, it's not great.
Pretty gross. How many pictures did you take at Dick Mountain? A lot. A lot. I mean, you're there, you're going to take photos, let's be honest.
For sure. And doing all sorts of stupid poses, you know.
Cmilk
was there like licking it and stuff.
Oh, everything everyone did. Go ahead. Go down.
Okay.
Yeah, watch out for the blue trucks, they're dangerous, absolutely.
Yeah, but it's not those ones I'm worried about, it's those massive big ones.
Those that spray the juice on there.
Yeah. Oops.
Truck juice, like how Cmilk fell off his bike in that episode. I never fell off my bike in any.
No, that was Marty the Dumpling.
That was Marty.
Schmidt. Yeah.
That was in the old.
Yeah, the old Scouting Southern China one. Yeah.
The only time I crashed was on those dirt roads, and I was trying to catch up with you.
He's really rubbish off-road.
I'm not that bad.
I was like waiting for these guys for ages. I was like, where the hell are they? You know, just sitting there.
I'm actually pretty good off-road. You're just better. Okay.
All right.
That's what you should say.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm just better off-road. Okay.
Okay.
I tend to leave people in the dust. You know.
You know, that's kind of irritating because this whole trip was crash-free. You know.
Yeah.
But
we actually never.
That wasn't even a crash.
No,
it just
like,
fell off, like, you know, because you were probably looking the wrong way. Nobody got hurt. The bike didn't get hurt or anything. So yeah.
Got a headache. That was it. About the film, you guys did a great job. Thank you very much, dude. Awesome. Loving those photos of Rip and the big ass bamboo bong. There was tobacco made of. They said it was hair tobacco.
Yeah.
And it was really harsh, actually. At first I was like, wow, that's really smooth, and then like it took another hit, and I was like, it's like burning your throat.
Yeah, I don't smoke, so
No,
it was harsh for me. But yeah, that's what the old dudes do. You see them everywhere, just smoking on that bong.
They just smoke that bamboo bong.
Yeah.
Keep going. Okay, whoa. No, it's not weed. I just said hair tobacco. That's what they call it. Would you recommend Hong Kong or Shenzhen for a solo vacation? Yeah, why not? It's pretty
Hong
cool.
Kong's great. Like
Hong Kong's awesome.
It's an amazing place for just sightseeing. I'd say it's got the best skyline, voted by Wikipedia, the
Absolutely.
best skyline in the world. When you're sitting there on that Queen Victoria Harbour at night.
I'm from New York, and I think Hong Kong is better.
Yeah.
Like in terms of the skyline.
It's amazing.
And yeah, and the peak, if you go on the peak tram and then do the hiking trail around it, it's like the coolest view ever, seriously.
Yeah, Hong Kong. Shenzhen's amazing too, but you know, like it's mainland China, you're going to need a visa, not like Hong Kong, you know.
Yeah.
It's going to be difficult.
Do Chinese people understand sarcasm? I get the feeling that 80% of the time they don't. Absolutely correct. I'm going to say 100% of the time.
Yeah, no, they're not very sarcastic.
No, just not at all. Any suggestions outside of Dalian? I had a good time in Dalian. I know you said it was rubbish. I liked it. I thought it was pretty cool.
Oh, you know, the thing is, when I went there, you got to understand the circumstances. It's okay, but like if you were to compare it to Shenzhen, it's not nearly as good, like in many ways. Yeah. But
I think it's just different though.
It is.
It's a northern city, so.
It is very
Go down. At what point would you drop your job and make your 9-to-5 job and make video production full time? As soon as you guys allow it.
Yeah.
If I can start making enough money after this, I would do that. This is what I want to do. You too, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty much at the moment living off YouTube. I have quit my job because I got the spousal visa, and you're not allowed to work on a spousal visa. So now I'm not allowed to work legally in China. So I'm more or less just living off my savings and the money I make off Patreon and YouTube.
I've cut down on work as well.
I'll tell you what, it's hairy because I'm making just enough to make ends meet, but there's no room for error, so I can't like have any emergencies or anything. I kind of just eking by and not really saving anything, just like maybe a smidgen. But I'm enjoying it because it's giving me time to put effort into this and hopefully grow it. And it's not just for my personal SerpentZA stuff, it's for this.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure you guys have realized, but Cmilk and I put a lot of effort into the weekly talk show on Two Wheels, and we want to grow it. And we said in our last live stream, we want this to eclipse our personal channels. We want this channel, this Churchill channel, to become the best solid kind of production that we make. So yeah, we'll see. Hopefully we can make it a career.
Absolutely.
And if it gets big enough, we can leave the confines of China and go and do other...
Around the world, everywhere.
And we'll start with Asia, places nearby, India, Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia, you know, like Korea,
Same
Japan.
dynamic, you know, on the bikes, just tearing it up, doing it. I have to raise a family, so this whole YouTube thing is really difficult, but I need to make it. We were trying to make it happen.
Yeah, we will.
Go up, we missed a bunch.
Oh, we missed a bunch? Okay.
Up. Oh, okay, down. Any plans for No. Awesome work.
Okay.
Awesome work in your channels. The quality is great, and I think it's stupid that travel channels don't pick you guys up. Not yet. You're better personalities than stuck-up celebrities. Nice.
Oh, thanks. That's awesome.
Oh, well. By the way, I love you guys. I love the chats you have in the channel. Probably my favorite content you both produce. That's what we want to hear.
Excellent.
That's our favorite thing to make.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for keeping it real. I know it's at times been hard, but I'm sure it's helped a lot of people. You're welcome. Winston, does your head still smell after that lovely green shampoo?
Well, first of all, it wasn't green. It was
Yellow.
kind of like a white kind of
Yellowish.
color of like a disgusting off milk or something. No, it doesn't still smell, but it did for like a couple days. It's disgusting. It's really like, I'm guessing that this came about through poverty. You know, like somebody left some old rotten rice and then they didn't have anything to wash their hair with, and they're like, well, why don't you just try that crap? And then they like did it, and they're like, well, that's disgusting.
It's probably like an ancient prank. And they were like laughing at her.
And some like old woman said, if you wash your hair with that, your hair's going to grow really well. And then they all believed her. And
it's the oldest prank in the book.
There's no joke, like that stuff does smell like rancid, disgusting, rotten, acidic.
It's definitely like not good for you.
No.
In any way.
No. And you know, you see those women with that long hair, and it stinks. Like their hair
gross.
smells
It's
so
gross.
bad.
It's worse than a dog.
Yeah. Keep an eye out. There's a part where I'm at the river and they're like
washing
their hair, and
Eagle eye.
this woman like puts her hair in my hand, just look at my face.
Just watch his face, it's hilarious.
It's the most disgusting, greasy, horrible...
It smells like a horse and a dog with rotten milk.
Yeah, like a wet horse and a dog.
Yeah.
That's been in a humid, hot kind of...
No offense to the women, just their hair smells bad.
Yeah.
There's a 20-second delay, ouch. Not to mention the beaches. What about Shanghai skyline? Not even close to Hong Kong.
Yeah, not even close. Shanghai looks cheap in comparison. It's definitely impressive, don't get me wrong, but it's not nearly as good. Like Shanghai, I'd give it like a 5 out of 10, whereas Hong Kong's like a 9.5 out of 10.
For sure.
It's beautiful there. I'm gonna say Hong Kong is even better than Tokyo.
Yeah.
Because I've been to Tokyo, I've been up in the Metropolitan Building, I've seen it at night, and there are some nice areas in Shinjuku which have those big skyscrapers kind of from the 80s when they were still very prosperous. But Hong Kong beats that hands down. Like Hong Kong trumps Tokyo, trumps Shanghai, trumps New York. I haven't been to New York, but according to you, it's trumps everywhere. Yeah.
Sure. Good.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Okay. Don't know why it does that. Just go up.
Sorry guys, hold on a second.
Yeah.
We're way behind on you.
Okay, let's see. We're getting there. Wow, so many questions. Give me a second.
Holy crap. Hold on. Down.
Okay.
Down.
All right.
Down.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to answer this. So that's for a different stream.
Okay.
If you want to get no Chinese bikes are decent. Don't buy a Chinese bike.
Yeah, never buy a Chinese bike. We learned the hard way. If you watch our first older one, I'm just going to say we bought really expensive Chinese bikes.
The best you can get.
Yeah, the best. So we went looking through all of them at the Canton Fair. We went to go look at all the suppliers. We struck a deal. We got some samples. Well, not samples. We had to pay full price. And modified them and rode them, and they gave us so much trouble. Yeah. Especially if it's got any fuel injection or anything, don't go near it.
Oh man. Just watched Conquering Southern China over the weekend. I really enjoyed it. Any plans to have extra footage riding through the countryside, bonus features? Yes, we talked about that earlier. After the stream, you can go watch the beginning. But yeah, we'll probably do a behind-the-scenes director cut type thing.
Absolutely. Planning that.
Cmilk, how are tech jobs for foreigners with a degree in computer science? 0. There are no tech jobs for you here in China.
Yeah, because Chinese people are actually very technically proficient first of all. And second of all, the language barrier. If you're going to be a technical support guy or some kind of programmer and you can't speak, read and write Mandarin fluently, forget about it.
And number 3, you won't get paid. They make like nothing. Yeah, so. A
tech guy, let's just put it to you this way. I know this is a little off topic, but if you were to call a guy in to fix your computer, he would come here, he would fix whatever is wrong, and he'd charge you for either the hardware that he replaces or something like 20 RMB.
Yeah. And a programmer here with a master's degree in Huizhou makes about $800 a month. So if you want to make that salary, you're welcome.
Yep.
How hard is this? No, there's never to get a better camera in your bike.
Well, tell us what we can use, because we use GoPro Hero 4 Silver, which is...
they're like, we can get the black and shoot 4K, but that's only 30 frames a second. So as soon as... We're always on top of the action camera game. We always have the best action cams, this kind of stuff. There's no other option. Like the Sony claims to be better, and it's not even close.
I mean, like you can probably see behind up there, if you look on the shelf, I've got a Drift HD Ghost,
It's terrible now.
Yeah, now it's rubbish. And Drift hasn't upped their game.
Right.
The new Drifts, well, they're kind of obsolete already. GoPro is the best out there right now.
Absolutely.
As far as action cams, People have said, "Oh, try the Xiaoyi." No, nonsense.
Terrible.
It's trash. Like in comparison to GoPro, they really are the best. They are the best in their game. So.
Right, for sure. Done.
Yeah.
Conquering Mexico next show. We'll absolutely do that.
I want to do Conquering Mexico so badly. I really have to do that. Yeah.
Don't sweat it, bros. You guys will make it big time on YouTube. We really hope so. Thanks,
Thank
man.
you.
Appreciate it, Michael. And thanks to all the people that support us.
Absolutely, all of you guys out there, 100%.
This channel has far fewer subscribers than both your channels. You need to promote this one more. Actually, this one has a quicker growth than both of our channels. It's catching up.
I don't know if you noticed, but we constantly are promoting this channel on our, like we always go, check it out on the Churchill channel. Like,
I feel like a lot of people just don't respond to like, check it out, check it out.
You know what I mean? They don't.
But it's coming up. You know where it is.
Yeah.
What is the Tofu Mafia? I watched the series, but I don't remember them.
Go watch the part where we were dealing with tofu, right? And then there was that guy at the well who was talking about the pollution and how the polluted water is getting into the well. So basically all that tofu, that entire tofu industry is based on a lie. Because Okay, a little bit of backstory here. A very famous TV show did a segment on that tofu, all right? It's called Bite of China, and showed, oh, they use this ancient water and it's really fresh and beautiful. So that whole tofu industry, they're packing that stuff up and they're sending it around the country through online shopping and stuff, you know? And so everyone's buying it all around the country, thinking that it's this fresh, amazing, pure, beautiful tofu, and it's poisoned, polluted, disgusting, and we got that on, it's cancer. We got it on camera. And we actually had the boss of that tofu place, one of them, threaten us and call up all his friends to come chase us away, and they chase us. You don't see it in the video, but it's implied. Yeah. So go watch that tofu part again, you know. And
someday behind the scenes you'll be able to see this stuff.
We'll show you all the footage in a behind the scenes thing in the future,
Cool. You should look into Twitch TV. Some people started streaming them driving around. I'd love to see a motorbike traveling stream. People donate insane amounts of game streams. We would if we were not in China. Yeah. We can't. The bandwidth is just too shit here, guys. Like it's so for us to do this right now is like amazing.
Yeah.
Last year we'd never be able to do this.
Yeah, we're just lucky, and we've been messing around. We finally got a VPN solution that kind of works for this. But to be out there streaming, you can't from your mobile phone.
I'd love to, but we can't.
VPNs hardly work at all on
on
a phone. So
it's so slow.
Yep.
You guys are lucky out in the West. Keep going down.
Conquering the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah. Doesn't Twitch content have to be about games? That's what I thought too.
Yeah.
How often do you come across fake alcohol in China? Very, very often. Our next video coming up right after the stream is over. Stay tuned and you'll find out.
Yeah, literally 15 minutes after the stream. It's already uploaded. It's ready to go live. We just have to give it a good title. And
After the trip, did you guys have a big party back home or just crawl into bed for 2 days? I don't remember.
I had the worst.
Oh yeah, you tell them about you.
Basically, because I was kind of new into my relationship with my wife, fairly new, and you know, like because we were so like destroyed in the last couple of days, I was really not keeping my communication up. Because you know, Chinese girls, they like to be, you know, you got to send messages, call them, and reassure them, you know, all this kind of stuff. It's kind of part of the culture here, and you'll understand if you're ever here.
Sure.
And you know, I was just kind of basically ignoring her to a point because we were too busy with what we were doing, and I was just sending little messages and stuff. And so when I got home, she wasn't there. She'd run off to go stay with her folks or something. And so I basically came home completely knackered to this horrible situation where I had to try and repair my relationship while I was so dead. So I was like, screw it, and I just like basically passed out for a day, you know, and then try to go and figure out, obviously everything worked out, and you know, we're married now and everything's good, and that was like the only time that's ever happened. It'll never happen again. But man, did I have the worst ending for any trip ever.
There's a lot of drama that you guys did not see. There's a lot of, this TV show caused a lot of things, that's for sure. Yeah. Keep going. Why weren't there men in the villa with the stink hair women? I think I know why.
Because they ran away.
Yeah.
And literally, you know, they've got those extra lengths of hair that they keep in their cupboard or whatever, and then they tie it in, and that stuff's old and stale. Oh man.
I don't want to talk about the hair anymore. It's gross. Never mind. Okay, go down, 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 down. Whoa! Why does it keep doing that?
It does that. I don't know. It's not mine.
We're so behind here. Hold up. Stop.
Are you sure?
Keep going.
Further up,
sorry.
further
I'm sorry.
up. We're getting there, guys.
Oh my gosh. We are so behind. I'm sorry, guys. Give us a second. Down, down, down.
Okay.
Down.
Here. Okay, we're catching up.
Down, down. How open are Chinese people to socializing without alcohol?
I mean, yeah, they'll play cards or whatever.
Yeah, drink tea.
Yeah.
How do you get through the firewall? VPN. Yep. Any advice on buying an e-bike in China?
Yeah.
I don't like e-bikes.
I'll tell you the advice about getting an e-bike if you live in a big city like Shenzhen. Get one that looks like a bicycle.
Yeah,
it has to have pedals and stuff. You won't get harassed. If you buy one of those big, you know, looks like a scooter type ones, they'll take it away.
Yeah. Blah, 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 blah.
Someone's asked about my Chinese car. Yeah, it's coming.
Cool. Harambe. This is not about Harambe, okay?
Yeah.
Maybe another time.
Yeah.
We have some strong opinions about that.
Totally.
Is there any demand for Yeah.
Can I get a driver's license with a tourist visa? No.
No. You have to have a residence permit.
Yeah, you must have a residence permit.
Which you can get from a temporary one.
Yeah.
Chinese people don't know about her envy.
Yeah.
What do you think about Danny Does China?
He contacted me when he was very small because he wanted to do a joint thing to grow his channel, but it just wasn't my style. I hate prank videos.
Okay.
I'm so like for me, I think it's the lowest form of humor. Prank videos for me, it's just like, no, sorry.
I think the Churchill channel name may be confusing for those not interested in bikes. I totally agree, and we're kind of at an impasse right now.
Yeah, but I mean, ADVChina is also like,
Yeah, but it's,
What do you do though?
Yeah, it's tough, isn't it?
We've already made the channel. I mean, we could rename the channel, but it'd be a bit weird.
I suppose.
We'll think about it.
Think
Anyway,
about
Churchill Customs, maybe we'll just change it down to Churchill.
Maybe. Yeah.
We'll see. That is our brand after all, so.
I would totally watch a live stream of you. Yep, I would too if we could do it. Just for Vimeo, or was it a Chinese TV? No, Chinese TV. No. Thank you for saying it's great, by the way, but not Chinese TV.
We've had offers to put it on Chinese TV, but the problem with that is the way Chinese media works. As soon as you give it to them, it suddenly ends up everywhere.
We will not see one RMB.
Yeah, we won't see any money for it. It'll end up on Western TV as well, and then and they'll claim the rights. And if we try to release it in the West, they'll be like, no, this Chinese company owns it.
We know it'll get pirated at some point and put on Chinese media, but there's nothing we can do about that. It's just we are not going to actively give them the chance to do so.
Correct.
So, do you see any homeless or beggars? Tons.
Yeah, sure.
Hold on.
Oh, sorry. Mm.
Bring your wives to conquering northern China. I don't think that's a good idea. Imagine putting our wives on the back.
No. It's hard. People don't realize it. My wives don't either. That was why I had so much trouble, because they think we're out having this amazing, great time. They don't realize how freaking tired that we get.
They're like, oh, these are just some two mates having a good time on bikes, drinking,
125cc bikes that go like 100 k's an hour max speed, and we're traveling distances of about 400 to 600 kilometers a day. So it's hours and hours and hours of just harsh on the road and almost getting killed. And when you get to the hotel at the end of the day, you are so tired. You just want to crash, right? And then they expect you to give them a long ass phone call.
Yeah. And then they talk about, it's the worst when they talk about, today my boss is like, oh, I need to report by 4 o'clock.
And you're like, yeah, that's nice.
That's cool. I almost died 6 times a day.
It's like, yeah, okay, cheers, bye. And they're like, why are you so cold? It's like,
oh my gosh, you're bringing back the feeling.
It's like, okay.
That woke me up. How do we contact you? Through Facebook. Any of our pages are fine. Have you guys ever come to Shanghai? A few times now?
Yeah, I have been to Shanghai tons of times. Yeah.
They don't care about one animal. You're certainly right. If you guys want to make real money to the Chinese market, no.
It's impossible.
No.
You don't understand. This is how it works here. If you're a foreigner and you're doing media stuff, if you fail in the West, that's when you go to the Chinese market, because it's very easy. It's very easy to get very, very popular and get big in China, but you never make any money out of it. The only thing you do is you get China fame, which basically just means that it's fleeting, and they also just make fun of you, and it's just about ripping you off. We have an episode about fame.
Yeah, go check
China.
it out.
It's on this channel.
On this channel. It's called Fame, I believe.
Yeah, go check it out. That will explain it very clearly to you.
Is human manure common for fertilizer in China? Yeah, unfortunately. It's pretty gross.
Where are we here?
Go up, way up.
Okay, let's go up. Oh yeah, we're about here.
What video are you most proud of? On this channel?
Yeah, let's say on this channel. Which one?
Probably the one we just made. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, the one that's coming after this is pretty good.
I think that would be it.
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult. All the ones we've done recently with the drone.
Yeah. Actually, maybe the last one, it's not as good when it was really hot on that bank, but I'm proud of the fact that we didn't die in that one. It was so hot.
Yeah. Cmilk times 2. What the hell? What the hell?
Fucking hilarious, dude.
Jake the Garden Snake, shout out to the vlogging community.
Nice, cool. Where do I watch the documentary? Vimeo.com/on-demand/Conquering Southern China. It's in the description here.
Yeah, go look in the description. There's a discount code as well.
Yeah,
ADV win all in caps.
Cool. First time watching ADVChina live, loving it. Thank you, dude. Appreciate it. When do you guys come to Shanghai? We've been there a few times.
Yeah, next time we go. Sorry, every single time that I go to a different big city or something, and Cmilk as well. Like when we went to Beijing, we make an announcement. Hey guys, we're coming.
Yeah.
We're going to have a subscriber meetup. and then people will pitch up, but then we leave, and they're like, "Oh, sorry, missed you." Like, when you're coming back again, it's like, "Well, dude, come on, it's not that easy."
Yeah.
It's like flying from the east coast to west coast. It's not a small thing.
Right. It's tough. You should do a collab with these bros. Okay. Checked out Conquering Southern China videos. Good shit, guys. Nice job. Bikes out for Harambe.
Yes, bikes out for Harambe. I like that. Yeah, that's a good one.
Go down.
Harambe. How do you even pronounce that?
Harambe approves. Good.
Yeah.
Lucky the Irish didn't shine on Harambe that day. He certainly didn't, actually.
Okay.
They do any? Yeah, Conquering Northern China is our next project.
For sure.
Is it true that doctors in Shenzhen make less than 10,000 a month? Yes.
Yes, they make about between 6 and 8, depending. I mean, it does depend where they work, but they do make less than 10,000, and that's in the whole of China, Beijing, Shanghai too.
Yeah. Does ADVChina have Chinese subtitles? Nope.
No.
That would take us like 10 hours per video.
Yeah.
Are any new crazy laws over there? Cracking down on bikes more.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to make it illegal in Huizhou again.
Probably everywhere.
Yeah, it's difficult for us because we kind of want to travel on bikes, but they're making bikes like the outlaw. They really make bikes the enemy.
Yeah.
Basically, motorcycles are evil here.
Yeah. Will you ever do videos with Chinese soldiers? No, probably not.
No, there's no point. Unless we make friends with one, but then he'll get in trouble if we film him or something.
Yeah,
so
no way. We already answered all this shit.
Let's see, anything else interesting?
How much is one that look like Cmilk's Y1? Right now, we don't have a whole lot of time to make bikes, but send us a message and we'll talk.
Yeah. Are you considering doing a similar travel documentary on Taiwan? Love to.
For sure.
Love
Absolutely.
to. And we can. There's no reason why we can't. If we get the money together and stuff.
If we can financially do it, like I said, we'll do it.
It's actually quite easy because it's just a couple hours flight away to get to Taiwan.
For sure. We can make a bike there in an afternoon probably.
Yeah, and we can use our international licenses there, unlike China where you can only use a Chinese driver's license. Yeah.
Sucks.
Whoa, yeah. It's always doing that.
What country in Asia do you think is the best for a motorcycle enthusiast? China is awesome. China is probably the best in terms of the sheer size of where you can go.
Yes.
But Taiwan is definitely the best biking place.
Oh yeah, I'd say definitely Taiwan. And of course, all those other places like Thailand, Cambodia, all those kind of places, because bikes are pretty much legal there. You can get nice bikes and you can ride around and enjoy it. But yes, I'd say Taiwan as well. It's awesome.
Yeah, beautiful.
Tiny but awesome. What else we got here?
Why are you two so likable? You tell me.
I don't know why you guys are so likable. You guys are awesome.
Why are motorcycles considered the enemy? Because Chinese people think that they're for poor people still, which is bizarre.
Yes.
What part of New York are you from? I'm from Binghamton, New York. Pokemon or Digimon? Pokemon.
Yeah.
Don't say Digimon.
No, I don't do Pokemon.
You're not a mon.
I'm a bit old for
You're
Pokemon.
not a mon.
Yeah, it's the kind of thing I was already out.
Makes sense.
Younger people would.
It's like me with He-Man. I was too young.
He-Man and stuff was my era. Yeah.
Would you ever go to Vietnam? Been there, done the entire country on a 1968 Minsk Russian motorcycle. It was empty and hot and not as interesting as China, unfortunately.
I haven't been to Vietnam, and I'm totally up for doing it on a motorcycle. Totally. And maybe
trust me, it's not as fun though.
If we did it together, it might be.
It might be much more fun with me and you.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Okay.
How the hell does Cmilk keep his hair up? In some of the videos, it defies gravity. I have no idea, actually. I think it was just so dirty.
His daughter's got the same hair, though.
She does, actually. It's pretty crazy. I think I prefer your homemade style videos over the professional documentary thing. That's why we still do them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot of people will still like the homemade stuff.
Yeah, so why not just have both?
Yep. Cool. Which province has the best looking women in China? They say Sichuan, right?
I would say Guangdong here.
No way, man.
No, hear me out. And that's because, especially in a city like Shenzhen, because it's next to Hong Kong, there's a hell of a lot of opportunity there. So you get the best looking girls from the whole of China come down there.
Yeah, but there's one city.
Yeah,
one city,
but
not a province.
But it's in Guangdong.
Yeah, but the hot girls are from different provinces.
Yeah, but they all end up here. So it's kind of like, where do you buy the best groceries? Well, they're maybe made in northeast Canada, but they're being sold in Best Buy.
I
Not that
hear,
that makes
okay, I hear Sichuan produces the best looking women that end up in Shenzhen. That's what we're trying to say.
So if you want to see the best looking women in China, you go to Shenzhen and then just walk around in a place like Dongmen or wherever, and you'll see, because there's so much opportunity, especially in like the service field, like for waitresses and for, you know, like, I don't know, makeup sellers and stuff. So good looking women, there's a huge market for them down there. And of course they're there looking for like riches from Hong Kong, maybe snag a Hong Kong husband or something, or maybe even just to go over into Hong Kong to do work. So definitely there, for sure.
Cool.
Yeah.
Have you ever been pulled up or caught riding a bike somewhere you shouldn't be?
Yeah. Where were we? Yes.
Okay. Like Shenzhen. Yes, multiple times.
Yeah. You know, look, as long as your paperwork's in order and as long as you've done it, you know, made an honest mistake, you can normally work your way out of it.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
Most of the time.
Yeah.
It's getting worse though.
Yeah, much worse.
Did you ever put your computer science degree to use in the... No, I just moved to China immediately. There are too many minorities in Southwest China. Will you show us more about them at some point? Yeah. I think there's a lot of stuff that didn't make the cut.
Sure.
So, what's your favorite authentic Chinese food?
Favorite authentic Chinese food? Wow, that's...
Not non-authentic. You don't want that fake food.
That's kind of difficult. I guess hot pot. I mean, I like the experience of hot pot. And it's not my favorite food, but it's the experience because it's like very social.
Okay.
And everyone just kind of gets to cook what they want and eat what they want and drink beer, and it's all around the table and you can really kind of have a good time.
Okay.
For the experience.
Okay. I like that.
I'd probably say like rojamu or something, but that's kind of like Middle Eastern food, really.
Yeah, it kind of tastes like that.
Yeah.
I like Cantonese duck and goose. I think it's really good. Crispy skin.
Mm-hmm.
I know you don't like avian skin.
Nope.
Is this uber patriotism really such a problem in China? A massive problem right now?
It is.
Right
Totally.
now.
It is. It's just rearing its ugly head recently. It's kind of it's the narrative at the moment, and it's difficult because, you know, you love a place and you have to deal with this. It makes it really difficult.
Where would you holiday in China? If I was with a woman, I'd go up to the grasslands and rent one of those yurts. Yeah, but it's modernized inside, you know what I mean? Get a dirt bike and just go play. It's so fun out there, seriously. Roast some meat, have a good time.
Yeah, I would say if you wanted to holiday in places where, you know, Guangdong's a great place. There are lots of places where you can get like world-class hotels, you know, or at least close to, so you could stay in a nice hotel in a nice kind of area.
Yeah, it really depends on what you're doing, obviously. But me and Vivi we like having adventures and stuff.
Yeah.
So.
If you wanted to have like a kind of a world-class holiday where you could actually go and look at some beautiful scenery and stuff, there are plenty of places like up in Ruya and that area and stuff where you can stay.
That's true.
Anyway, yeah.
Cool. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Are there Chinese gingers? Nope. I've never seen one.
No, I've seen an albino though.
I've seen tons of albino people. We ever do Conquering Tibet, they won't let us probably.
No, it's difficult because I know it's weird. A lot of people have always asked us and me to go to Tibet, but I don't want to because you have to have a minder. You have to have a Chinese like tour guide. You know, if you're going to do it on bikes, they do actually have bike tour guides, like a guy who will follow you or actually lead you, and you're not allowed to go off the beaten path. You have to stay on this road. You're not allowed to stay anywhere except for this one designated hotel.
You're right.
It's like, what's the point? It's not an adventure.
No.
Then you're just like being taken on like a Disney ride.
It wouldn't make a good show.
No, it'd be rubbish.
They tell us what we can't film and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Chinese Muslim hamburger, the best Chinese food. That's what you just said.
Yeah, roll jamu. That's what I said. Yeah.
Why didn't you take GY6? We didn't take a GY6.
What? Yeah, we didn't take GY6s. A GY6 is a scooter engine. Our one's a GM motor, Suzuki GM 125. Yeah.
Can you buy fish and chips in China in a big city? Yeah.
Well, what you can do is you can go buy some like potato chips, like crisps. You can buy some fish, and you can like throw the fish in the bag.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I actually hate fish and chips. What's your plane in the future?
Boeing 737. No.
I'd take a Cessna because easier to fly.
Okay, true.
You ever come across a Chinese Jew? In Kaifeng, they have Jews, Chinese Jews.
Yeah.
Go check it out. Have you...
Sorry.
Okay, go down.
All right.
Imminent conflict. No. What the heck happened?
Oh, he's talking about the South China Seas. Well, we leave politics out of it, guys. That's not our game, so sorry. We don't talk about that. That'll get us shut down real quick.
But yeah, it's not great.
Yeah.
Yeah, you remember the Tofu Mafia conquering North Korea? Can't wait. Sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult to do.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay.
Never visited Yantai. If you're a cookie, what would you be? I'd be a snickerdoodle.
What the hell's a snickerdoodle?
Don't need to know.
Okay.
What would you be?
I don't know, like shortening bread. Shortbread cookie. I don't know.
Some Aussies did North Korea on bikes. I did see that, but it was just minded the entire time. They just ripped through the country. So.
Yeah.
Can you get by in Shenzhen without knowing Chinese?
Ooh, maybe.
You won't get a good deal.
No, maybe. I'd say no. Actually, no. You know, like now it's better. There are more people that can speak English, but totally no one. Like, actually, no. You can't. Forget about it.
Right.
You can go have some fun. You know. Yeah. What's going on? British food is not nonsense food, my friend. There's plenty of good stuff. Okay. Cmilk has to go off, so it's just me solo for a little bit. Okay. Let's take a look. Me and Michael request more shady village scooter crawls carrying coffee and KLC, please. Well, I don't live in that area anymore, and unfortunately I think the KLC is shut down, but I will do more things like that in the future. You can count on it. You can count on it. Let's see. Do you see the demand for foreign English teachers slowing down as the economy slows? It does. It has slowed down a little bit, but I'm going to say, actually, all that's happening here is the requirements to teach English here are getting harder and harder. So you need to be actually better qualified to get the position, and you know, there's still the demand, obviously. Okay.
Go. Shortening bread.
Yeah.
Okay. Go.
Oh wait, if you forget toilet paper, what do? Use your sock.
Yeah, I suppose that's probably your best bet, eh?
Yeah.
Those are fairly disposable.
Yeah, but don't put the sock back on. Throw it away.
Don't put the sock on. No. That's a common mistake.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Some really nice comments we got here from these really
someone wants us to go to Zhuhai. Now, I did Zhuhai travel like motorcycle things a long time ago, but bikes have become completely illegal in Zhuhai now. You can't ride there anymore, so there's no point. Okay.
More pictures of Cmilk urinating on walls, please. There's probably tons in there, to be honest.
Yeah. See, where were we? Okay, we're about here.
Do you like South Korea like you like Japan? I don't know yet. Never been there.
Someone says, how do you game without a gaming PC? To me, that's off topic. I have a gaming PC. What are you talking about?
We're using it right now.
Yeah, that's what we're streaming from.
How about conquering South Africa, Winston?
Yeah, I'd like to do that at some point.
Sounds scary.
We can, but it's dangerous. It is dangerous.
I have a family.
Yeah, it's true. I do have a gun, so, you know.
There you go. Not here.
No, in South Africa. In South Africa, yeah.
Okay. Keep going.
Okay.
Is the bike shop still open, still making money? Yep. Just we're less and less there.
We're kind of moving at the moment, you know, like we're looking for a better place. So it's kind of on hold. Like we've said in that previous live stream, we've stored our tools, everything's ready to go, but we're just looking for a better place.
Yeah. You rinse the sock. Do you guys go to the gym? Got one right behind me. When will you have a baby? Tomorrow.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, who knows? Like when things are a little more stable, you know.
Zhuhai. Not that Zhuhai.
Yeah, Zhuhai is great. I do like Zhuhai a lot.
It's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Favorite stereotype Chinese people have about any group? That Jewish people are really smart. They love that one.
Yeah.
Chinese people.
Okay.
How popular is fitness? Not too popular. Getting more popular. Ever get bad petrol? Lots.
Yes, lots of bad petrol, but you know our bikes can just chew through it, so it's okay.
Speed you get through VPN? Here we get about 40 megabits per second. Sometimes.
Okay.
Chongqing, live stream with your wives, maybe someday.
It's difficult, you know, to convince them to come online, and this is something that really annoys me. Is like, I know not you guys, but every time I do a video that's got some kind of Chinese girl in it, like I used to do those Chinese girls dating foreigners videos, and I recently did that one, interviewed Yolanda from DJ.
Yeah.
The kind of like really bad comments that end up in there, it puts them off. They get so offended, and
we are like used to trolls. We can deal with it. It's sometimes even funny.
But they go and they go and read it, and they get so shocked, and they get so upset, and then like you can't convince anyone to come on anymore. And so it's like same with our wives. They're afraid of the kind of bad comments
for sure
that they're going to receive. So it's impossible to convince them, really. So it's really up to if people can behave themselves or not.
Most people are good, but there's a lot of bad people out there.
Yeah, I mean, I would have had like hundreds of interviews with Chinese women on my channel by now if it wasn't for all the crappy comments.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's try to stay on topic here.
Okay, sorry.
No, I mean just with the questions.
Yeah. This N7 jacket, by the way, is this patch. I got this patch with the Mass Effect 3 like special edition or something, and I put it on myself. I got a video all about it on my channel.
Do you know the first time we rode together and I saw that, I actually thought the jacket like came like that.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I'm a big fan of Mass Effect.
Hey Toast! Toast is he's an old commenting hero.
Oh yeah?
How you doing, bro? Do you guys working out? Here and there. Should probably get back on that.
Yep.
South Africa. Okay,
never mind. Let's continue.
Favorite video game right now? Overwatch for me. I
Overwatch,
love Overwatch.
And Deus Ex.
You're
Mankind Divided. Yeah.
Second favorite city to live in China.
Wow, difficult. Zhuhai is actually not a bad. We've been talking about Zhuhai a lot here.
You do Zhuhai. I pick Beijing. I think I really liked it up there. It'd be fun.
It's because you've never been there during pollution.
If
what.
If there was no pollution.
Yeah, I agree. Then I would choose Beijing as well, but that's just unrealistic.
You're correct. Okay.
Shanghai's okay. No, it's not really my scene though.
How common is Chinese motorsport? That's a pretty big community.
We know that guy. If you watch the documentary, the first episode, we meet those guys and they have their little bar and everything. Like the guy, the main guy that I was talking to there, that friend of mine, he's an actual professional racer. Yeah.
What kind of gun do you have?
I have a Taurus 917 CS, which is basically the Beretta 92 knockoff. But what I like about it is that it's got a bigger magazine, so it takes 17 rounds in the mag, 1 in the chamber, so it's 18 rounds. It's pretty
Tauros. That's a Pokemon.
Taurus, not Taurus. Taurus. You know, it's the Brazilian gun maker.
I don't know guns very well.
It's very nice. A very nice gun. I carry the Winchester Ranger plus P plus ammunition. It's good.
Cool.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Where can I buy rhino horn?
Go on, tell them.
From the Chinese people, getting them from South Africa, yeah.
Yeah, actually, good idea. This is a question to everyone out here. What is your favorite video on our channel, on this channel? I'm curious.
Who?
No, for them.
Oh,
I want them to say in the comments. So please type it in. I'm actually quite curious.
Yeah, type it in.
And why did you like that topic? Why did you like that video?
That's a good idea. Yeah.
Cool.
What is
Thanks
your
for
favorite
that
one? Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
We're over here.
Keep going. I just read that one.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Does Prosy have a boyfriend? Sorry, let's continue.
You guys use Snapchat? Never even downloaded that.
No. Doesn't work. I don't think it works in China.
So I can't come over to a second or third tier city with no degree in teaching? Not anymore.
No.
Do you hate Mark Zuckerberg's face?
Personally, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. He just has one of those faces. It's kind of like...
my subscribers often say I look like him.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, no, Mark Zuckerberg just has one of those faces that you're just like, you know what, man, I just don't like you.
I will never go back to that town, Scariat. That was a really bad place. Why don't you block the continuous trolls? You can't really block on YouTube. A lot of people think you can.
This is how it works. You can disable comments on the video, right? But if you disable comments on the video, then there's no interaction. People don't engage, and so they don't enjoy it, right? So you want to, and I don't want to be a censoring person. I don't want to censor my stuff. Leave it open. But it's just
we can block what we see, but other people still see them. So it's like, what's the point?
There's no point.
Okay. I respect you. You don't want your wives on.
Okay, what else? How do you feel about Chinese espresso? It was a failed project. The masses spoke and we stopped
they were like,
doing
stop doing this. So we're like, okay, that's YouTube.
No.
David R said, you guys can deal with him.
Yeah, he's a very loyal commenter.
Yeah, you guys can talk to him. Why don't people wear sunglasses in China? Weirdly enough. They do on holidays. That's about it.
Oh, by the way, someone asked, which is less polluted, Guangxi, Guizhou, or Yunnan? Guizhou for sure.
Guizhou, yeah. For the most part, yeah.
Yunnan looks very beautiful. Always has blue skies, but
there is a couple cities with a lot of bad pollution.
But there's tons of pollution there. It's only because it's a very high altitude that you don't see the smog in the air. So you'll see factories billowing smoke.
It was quite
chemical factories. There's some really gross stuff.
There's some
going on.
apocalyptic towns we went through there.
But you still have blue skies because of the high altitude.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason. Yeah.
You're correct. Forgot about that.
Commander Sturzel, yes, that's correct.
Nice.
I'm Normandy crew member.
Tell the story of how you two met. Go watch the video.
Yeah, we've got it. Like, there's tons.
Does Winston play as Winston? That's meta. Oh, on Overwatch.
Actually, no, I don't. I play as Bastion, and I get play of the game quite often, actually.
Yeah. I play as Farah, the rocket woman.
Farah Fawcett.
Farah Fawcett.
You used to play as Diva, right? No,
yeah,
that's pretty good.
I'm ex-Diva.
Okay.
There's lots of restaurants in China owned by Americans and foreigners and stuff.
Not that many. They're around. It's kind of difficult, but yeah.
It's 119, not 911 in China.
Yeah.
Or is it 110?
It's 110.
Oh, sorry.
119 is like fire or something.
Shows you how much I know.
Yeah.
When's the next time you go to northern China? That's when we finally make the money back for this one.
Yeah, it's coming. Okay, so let's do a couple more questions, and then we're going to have to finish off.
Yeah.
So let's see. Would you recommend northern China over southern China? I'm going to say no, personally, and I'll give my take. You can give your take. Northern China has got a lot of pluses over southern China, but it has harsh winters. It's always very, very, very cold and very polluted during the winters. It pretty much doesn't matter where you go. There's more pollution in northern China, and the winters are, like I said, really bad. You can't go outside. It's snow, it's sludge, it's really terrible. But I love the food there. I prefer the food from northern China, and the people in general drink more, and I get along with them more. Yeah.
I totally agree.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Let's see. You can't get guns in China. I was talking about my gun in South Africa.
I knew this. Someone was going to say that. I like the video about Chinese women. I figured all of them.
Great. Prosecutor cares. I really have to do another one of those.
Yeah. Glass Heart was good. Some truth bombs. Nice.
It was tough to do that one. I'm not going to lie. You know, we walk a very tight balance here to try and keep our Chinese subscribers happy and our Western subscribers happy, and to be truthful. And you know, we fall afoul of it sometimes. Yeah.
Good. Recent video about law. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Who is David Arset? Girls video, cool. The Drone Sky video compilation about 6 videos back. Oh, cool.
Nice.
I saw the video about your trip in India. Are Indians culturally different from Chinese people?
Totally. They're very religious. You know, it's all about religion, and they're incredibly friendly. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I had a wonderful time in India. People, like a lot of Indians have a huge glass heart too, probably even worse than Chinese.
Really?
Like, if you look at the comments in that India section.
You're right.
But, you know, in general, when you're talking to them in public, they're so friendly, and you pull out a camera and, oh man, like everybody's like, please take a picture, smiles all around. They're like, come here, take a photo of me. But here you pull out a camera and everyone's like suspicious. Should I call the local party member? There's a foreigner with a camera. Yeah.
That must be refreshing.
Yeah, it was so nice. Someone said Periscope's not blocked in China, but live streaming is being cracked down massively in China right now because it got out of control, and it's not something that the local authorities like. So they're cracking down on it big time. And
still rampant though.
Yeah, it is. It's a fad. It'll go away.
I like the one where you ate the spicy food. Cmilk's reaction was priceless. Thank you. You got the face of a guy who shafts people for billions.
Okay.
Next time you come to the Queen Mary, bring Cmilk. Plan on it.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to do that. And it was so nice to meet some of my subscribers in America. It's in the back burner, but I'm planning, and you guys are going to tell me if this is a good idea. I want to come rent or buy an old RV and tour around the whole of America, kind of do the Route 66 thing, and try and meet as many subscribers as possible. And
I'd like to be there.
Yeah, do it together and have a big fridge full of beer in the RV, so we park somewhere and invite people over and just kind of chill out.
That'd be so fun. Can't wait.
Yeah.
Good call.
Okay.
We have a DJI Phantom 3 for the moment. It's not great.
Yeah, you know, we had the Phantom 4, they lent me for a month, but then I kind of pleaded with the guy, like, look, we really need a drone, can you lend us one? And he's like, well, you know, like, he has to go through all the rigmarole of DJI company, the Matt guy who lent it to me. So he actually lent us his roommate's Phantom 3, which is sitting up there. We've got that for a couple of weeks, and it's not great. I don't suggest it. Stay away from the Phantom 3. It's absolute crap in comparison to the Phantom 4.
Yeah, it's not very good.
But that being said, it's good that we have something. And you'll see we've got some pretty good shots. After this live stream, watch the next episode. It's actually pretty good.
Yeah, we're learning to use it pretty well.
Yeah.
Wave to the camera if you're not pre-recorded. Sup?
Yeah, sup, yo.
Believe it.
Yeah.
Freedom in China is my favorite video. Okay.
Cool.
Yes, they are very poor in Southwest China. Much poorer than the rest of China, that's for sure. Any collaborations? Trevor James? Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, let's. We did collaborations already. Go our What to Do
What to Do series.
Yeah, What to Do series.
Of him, yeah.
You want to see a connection between him, me, and Trevor James? Go watch the What to Do.
The Coke and Pepsi video is pretty good.
Thank you. Somebody actually watched it.
Yeah, he's like pulling out little bottles while you're driving on sidewalks.
Yeah.
And what we thought it was really good.
Yeah, exactly.
Not many people watched that one.
Yeah. Where are we here?
Oh man, we're going crazy here.
Okay, here we are.
Okay, what's the name of the pita bread with meat? It's called Rojiamwa.
It's awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Someone will type it in here. Why does Cmilk lose all the bets? I didn't. Did you watch it? I won one.
He won one, yeah. I don't know, like this is something, I'm one of those jack of all trades, master of none people. I'm pretty good at everything kind of on an even. Cmilk's kind of really good at some stuff and crap at most stuff.
This is actually true.
Yeah.
It's a good dynamic.
Yeah.
But hard to keep up with those comments. Yep, it is. Jeez. You do a video on Western culture in China? Yeah, good idea, thanks. After the money has been recouped, would you consider a GoFundMe project for conquering northern China? Yeah. We will.
It's not a bad idea.
Just conquering southern China stuff so we can get through this.
Hey, somebody, just quick shout out to Craig Harrison. Dude, I'm glad you found my video about risk taking good. I've got another one coming up, and dude, just stick with it because I've been through some really dark places in my life, and I've managed to always get through it. And you know what? Even if you're at the worst part of your life, just stick through, and it doesn't matter. You'll overcome it, and it'll get better. So just don't give up.
Even if you have the tofu mafia on your ass.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Keep going.
Who's
never.
Rush?
It's a band from Canada.
Oh.
I've never seen Xi Jinping in real life.
But I shook the hand of the man who shook the hand of Xi Jinping at
Nice.
Tencent because, you know, he came down to shake people's hands. And there was one of the guys that I was training at Tencent, and he wouldn't wash his hand because he'd shaken Xi Jinping's hand. So he's like, man, I shook Xi Jinping's hand. So I'm like, cool, can I shake your hand? He's like, yeah. So I did wash my hand afterwards, but he'd been probably going around like...
You probably have hepatitis. You guys need to go to travel to Malaysia. It's the best country on earth. I've never been there, actually. Check it out. Feng Huang, I've been there.
Is there any decent Chinese music? Yes. Wang Feng. I like Wang Feng. I saw him live at Tencent, actually. Yeah, it's good. It's the only one. Okay.
Matt, why did you call him Z? I don't know what that means. Worst squat toilet experience. I don't want to talk about it. It's just too gross. Painted the wall.
Yeah.
Living in Hong Kong, working, blah, 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 blah. Sorry, we got to stick with the comments for
Conquering Southern China.
Conquering
Yeah.
Southern
We
China.
need to kind of stick to that if you guys
Yeah.
don't mind. Let's put in another 3 questions.
Okay, we'll do 3 more questions that we'll choose, talk about at length, and then we're going to finish this up.
Yeah.
They're coming in like crazy.
Wow. Yeah, that's cool.
Wait for the stream to catch up.
Yeah. Oh, here it's like her China has only one time zone. Yes, that is correct. So even though it's 9 a.m. here, it's 9 a.m. in Beijing, it's 9 a.m. in Tibet, it's 9 a.m. everywhere.
So it's dark in Xinjiang and Tibet and stuff sometimes. But the thing is, people don't run off that time. It's just the government time. They completely ignore the government time.
Yeah.
But the government offices run on that time, which is weird.
Yeah.
I don't remember doing that.
The OG player 1, hello.
OG.
The OG, the OG. Maybe it's Theog.
Oh, Theog. That's a common name.
Yeah, Theog
Yeah.
player 1.
Nice.
Anyway, yes. Come on, guys. Conquering Southern China questions.
Conquering Southern China questions before we have to wrap this up, guys. Okay. What is the best part of this journey? We already talked about that, eh?
Yep.
Go back, watch it.
Yep.
How much does it cost to eat in the village? Maybe they're talking about one of these?
It's cheap.
5 kwai?
Yeah, it depends where you go. You can get a whole meal for 5 RMB.
Remember in Guizhou those horrible noodles and dumplings? We like bought everything they had. It was like 5 RMB each to buy everything.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's so cheap, less than $1.
Any flat tires? Only the car got a flat tire.
Only the car.
And that was because the rim got bent from hitting a massive rock. Yeah.
Were the rice paddy fish you caught with your hands tasty? Nope.
No, they tasted like
dirt
because they suck
they're
up
carp.
that dirt. Yeah, they're carp that eat dirt. Yeah.
And they were cleaned.
Why did you guys put Conquering Southern China behind a paywall? Because it cost us a lot of money to do, like literally upwards of 100,000 RMB in total for us to actually do. We had to rent equipment, we took off time, we had to rent a car, we had to, get these guys to come out and film us. It took 15 days, never mind all the hotels and all the petrol, all the costs. It was incredibly expensive. It's not something that we can put on YouTube and hope that the ad revenue would...
And you say it'd get millions of views, but that's not how YouTube works. You don't just put something up there and it just magically gets views. That's not how YouTube
So
is.
we need to try and make back the costs, never mind the fact that we have to pay back,
all this stuff. And we want to make the next one.
That's the reason.
When can I get a VHS?
Oh, I can make a VHS.
You could definitely make a VHS.
Maybe we should as like a special edition.
That's not a bad idea.
Because you get those long play VHSs, I could make one Conquering Southern China VHS.
Yes. Did your bike, both your bikes survive the journey 100%?
Yes, we still ride them every week.
Every week.
After this
channel, please go
take a look. Go take a look.
Best meal you had while down south, it was probably in Yunnan, in Kunming. The sit-down meal is good.
Oh yeah, what's that stuff? Rubing. Is it rubing?
Cheese,
yeah, it's kind of like made out of goat milk cheese. Great, yeah.
Good. Would have paid more. It's worth every cent. Thank you. Awesome. Why can't Winston dance?
I'm not much of a dancer. I'm one of those guys that, when I used to go to clubs, I'm the guy sitting there with a beer, kind of just like at the bar or like leaned up against a pillar trying to look cool and drinking the beer and kind of looking around as if I've got something going on. But meanwhile, I'm just kind of like, I can't dance.
I got you. Kind of like a dad. I'm going to buy Conquering Southern China. Come on, bros. It's an effing documentary. Buy it. Thank you, YouTuber.
Thank you so much. And you can get a discount by using ADVWin. And guys, come on. It's cheap. It's cheap for what you get.
15,000. How far are you from recouping? I don't know. We're not allowed to talk about that.
Yeah, not very close.
I've already paid and watched. How much longer are we going to endure the product promotion?
Well, you're going to have to endure it pretty much
until everyone watches it.
Yeah.
So your job, if you don't want to see any more promotion, is to go get everyone else to watch it.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. We have a kind of a plan that we're going to be dropping hints about Conquering Southern China for about a month in our videos. So you'll see little bits here and there, but we're not going to beat it to death or anything. No. But this is our biggest project yet, and we do want to get it out there.
Very important to us, and I appreciate you buying it and watching it, guys.
Yeah.
Are you going to sell it to American network? We hope so.
Yes.
CSC
floppy disk.
I don't think that would work. It had one photo, less than one photo on it.
I could give that away as promotional material. I'm going to make that. Thank you for that suggestion. Let me write it down.
Weirdly enough, we did not get food poisoning while eating the nasty food. We never got food poisoning on this trip once.
Yeah.
I usually get food poisoning too, which is weird. Keep going.
Yeah.
Let's wrap this up. Let's do a couple more.
Okay.
If they're related. Conquering Mongolia sounds good. We'd like to conquer the world.
Yes.
How long is CSC? It's an hour and 41 minutes.
Yes, that's correct.
How many people bought it? We can't tell you that.
Yeah.
What is the discount code? It's in the
discount code ADVWin. So ADVWIN, all in caps.
Yep. Were the police ever knocked on your doors warning you? But we have been on trips where we're not allowed to stay at hotels and the cops come in at night and tell you we have to leave. So.
Yeah. Correct.
Okay. You guys got me on my Yamaha. Awesome. That's nice. Cool, dude.
Yeah, there's a certain freedom that you get from riding a bike. So
you might want to promote on 4chan's TRV. Let me write that down.
Okay. Yeah. All right. That's good. I've got my little notepad, which you guys might approve. See the front cover has got a little
4chan.org.
Can you see that? I don't know.
Nice.
This thing's kind of back to front. Anyway, doesn't matter. If you guys can see that or not. So
Laserdisc is endgame, surely. 4chan.org/TRV. I'm assuming that's TV4.
Okay.
Cool, we'll do it. Thanks, man.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Scroll down.
Yeah. Okay, scrolling down, and what do we got? Let's do another one.
Okay.
Let's do a final one. Yes.
Let's do a good one.
What's that dint in Winston's right ear?
That's not our last question.
It's not a last question, but I'll answer it quickly. I got severely beaten up by the South African police one night, and it's from them stomping my head into the ground.
I know the story, but I don't know how someone can notice that in your ear.
Maybe it's a really good camera.
Oh.
Which side was it? Yeah, it's this side, right?
Mm.
It's like a piece of gravel or something got stuck in there, and it's like a cartilage deformation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Have you been promoting on Reddit? Yes, you have. Great work. I'll buy one next one too. Thank you so much, dude. Appreciate it. Yes, Toast. I'll give you a shout out right now. Shout out, Toast. Pay some of the other China bloggers to promote it. Put it on Reddit. Yep.
Pay some other China bloggers. No,
I don't think
need.
that's how it works.
Are there other China bloggers? Just kidding.
Okay. Nice. How nervous were you staying in that dirty hut and waking up to that guy? It was less nerve-wracking and more like just gross and horrible and uncomfortable and painful.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah. I was not a happy camper, literally.
Literally.
Yeah.
That was pretty bad. That was pretty bad.
Yeah.
I think that's about it.
That's it, guys. Yeah,
We've gone way over our time limit as usual.
Yeah, it's supposed to be an hour max, and it's been an hour.
Hour and 44 minutes.
Okay, good. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us for our second ever live stream. I hope you guys got something out of this, and the next one will be a drinking Q&A as usual. So you can ask all your weird and wonderful questions that we didn't get to answer here, I'm afraid.
If we haven't piqued your interest for conquering southern China, please reconsider. Go check out the link. Check out the trailer. Use the code. Buy the show, and then tell us if you liked it or not. And then tell your friends as well.
We seriously appreciate every single one of you who bought it, by the way. Thank you for supporting us.
Thank you so much.
We're just looking forward to hearing more feedback about it, and we're looking forward to doing stuff like that in the future for you as well. So,
last thing I want to say is stay tuned in about 15 minutes. You'll be able to watch our normal show as usual, and today's topic is
drinking culture in China. Basically, we're thinking of a better name than drinking culture in China, but we're going to be talking about some stories of things that have happened to us drinking here, and basically we got some good drone shots in there. Stick around.
We have about 15 minutes to come up with the title of that show.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, guys, take it easy.
Yeah. See you around, and as always, guys, no matter where you are, no matter what you're doing, as always, stay awesome.